All right, thank you so much for staying tuned to the TT 89.1 FM. Oluwamai was Samuel, Lawal is my name. I have in the studio with me, Mr. Olanwaju Akinrife. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Mr. Olanwaju Akinrife is a dental nutritionist at Lake City University Hospital. Let's go. Maybe we should do a very brief recap of what we discussed last week about, we looked at oral health generally. So let's just have a recap of the daily activity on how to manage or maintain your tooth.
Yes. Good morning, listeners at home. It's good to be here again this wonderful morning, Monday morning. Last week we looked at the concept about how to care for the oral health, and those are part of those things that are the basics for care of the oral health. Is number one, you need to brush twice daily.
Twice daily?
Yes, and when you are brushing
first
twice
thing in the
daily,
morning,
yes,
and last thing at night.
Yes, and when you are brushing twice daily, you are to use fluoride toothpastes. That is a toothpaste that contains fluoride. And for children, they are supposed to use medium texture or soft texture toothbrush rather. Adults are supposed to use medium texture toothbrush. That is not too hard and not too soft. It's in between. It has to be balanced. Then going to the dental clinic twice in a year, not just for any kind of activity, just for you to get a checkup, a thorough check of your oral environment to determine how healthy is your oral health. That's very, very important. And if you are having any issues with your mouth, don't go to the patent shop to go and get drugs to use or to manage it pending the period you have time to go to the dental clinic. Go to the dental clinic immediately and to seek a proper medical attention immediately, so that those kind of things won't progress to the extent that you won't even have to lose your teeth. There are so many issues that can be wrong with the tooth that we can prevent. There's preventive measures for any kind of oral health ailments or issues or disease. So it's important for people to go to the dental clinic twice in a year.
All right, having done a recap of what we did last week, what we looked at last week rather, let's look at what we have for today.
Yes, today, last week till Thursday, June 1st, is World Milk Day. Yes, and fortunately I was at UI. We had a kind of celebration and enlightenment.
Where they distributed tins of milk?
They didn't distribute tins of milk. Yes.
Sachet?
No, they didn't distribute. They enlightened us on the importance of milk.
Okay.
So that's what I want to share that message with people.
Because I was about to say, if they had shared or distributed, maybe Nigeria has caught up with us. Because if not, I know on a day like that, they would come with sachet of milk.
Yes, they although they came with some a company came around that day to advertise as well
advertise, not that they came
as well as to sponsor the program as well, because there was some freebies for people to win that day, and I think we had smoothie made with some delicious food. Being a participant and a present.
Okay.
So let's move to the topic of today, the World Health Milk Day. What is World Health Milk Day? Now, World Health Milk Day simply means, as we know, milk is part of the dairy, essential dairy products that we consume in Nigeria, and it's one of the important nutrients that is required for any person, a child. Now, looking at it now, we have different kind of milks. Don't let me talk into looking at it. The child, when a baby is given birth to, what does it take? Milk. You understand? Which is breast milk. You understand me? And it's very, very important for that child to take milk. The first 1,000 life of a child is very, very important. It's a very crucial time for a child, for the growth of that child. Now, milk is one of those things that they take regularly, often, for them to develop. Understand me? And there are so many components or so many nutrients that are embedded inside milk that it's needed for the body. So many nutrients that are essential for our general health, like the essential vitamins that is required for our daily growth and the likes. Now, the purpose of celebrating the World Milk Day is to educate and enlighten and create much awareness for daily consumption of milk for everybody. Milk is important for everybody, like I said. Now, the World Milk Day is being celebrated every June 1st, which was initiated by the Food Agriculture Organization of United Nations, and adults, children, it's very, very important for them to consume milk. Now, what are those benefits, or should I say, what are the importance of
that? Is where I'm going, because when you talk about milk today,
you look
milk
at
is expensive.
Of course, definitely we know.
Some people were mocking me, making jest of me.
That's what.
When I said something, I was at a shop and somebody came to buy a tin of milk. I will not mention the brand now.
No, of course not.
So and the buyer said, the person asked, okay, how much is so milk? And the person said 350. I was like, 350. The last time I bought it was 100 naira.
Is that evaporated milk or
tin?
The sachet milk.
Tin.
That's evaporated milk.
I said the last time I bought it was 100 naira.
Of course.
And if it is 350 by now, the person was trying to ask me if I was even in this part of the world. Milk is expensive. So how important is it? And is there any substitute?
There is no substitute to milk. That will be funny enough, because even the substitute that you can have from milk is gotten from milk itself. You get like yogurt, cheese, they are gotten from milk.
But with that we're good, right?
Of course, but they are expensive more than milk.
You think so?
Definitely.
They are not.
Yeah. Do you know how much they sell cheese?
Some that you know.
Unless you want to get the let me say the inferior ones.
Yes, when you talk about all these brand of other aspect of this milk, we have them in different sizes.
Definitely, we have them in different sizes.
100 naira, 200 naira. So you go for the one you.
Now that is where the issue lies.
Okay.
Now, the really recommended let me say the recommended milk intake of an individual, as said by WHO annually, it should be 210 liters. You get me? Now, an average Nigerian consumes 8 liters annually.
What about some who consume 2 liters?
Well, that according to statistics, majority said the better analysis is that average Nigerian consume 8 liters annually. You understand me? Now, our production rate in Nigeria is not even up to the quota that is supposed to be produced. You understand me? Now, I think we are supposed to produce so 20 to 60 liters annually. Do you get me? Now we produce 1.5 or something liters annually in this part of the world. Do you understand me? So that boils down to the fact that the production rate in Nigeria it's even lower than the expected rates it should be produced.
What are the benefits of taking milk regularly, and what are the downside?
Now the benefit of taking milk regularly daily, one of them is that milk contains calcium, it contains protein, it contains phosphorus, it contains vitamin B.
But there are some food we eat that contain the same thing you're mentioning.
Definitely, but how many people can eat those foods?
But getting those food could be easier for people to get it, to taking milk. Why?
Why?
Because of the economic situation of the country. Because if you take proteinous food, you know two things: you have protein, and your stomach is filled.
Now,
but if you take milk, your stomach is not filled.
It's not filled.
In fact, if you take milk without taking good food, it is still a problem.
Now, let me shock you. We are saying if you take other foods, you can get
protein, calcium, and the like.
Now, in nutrition, what we emphasize is that you take all the classes of food that is there. You understand me? Now, You see, right? There are some foods that they are they contain the these
When you
vitamins and
garnish
content.
them together, you
Now, if you are taking only those foods, you might not meet up with the daily requirement of your nutrients. You understand me? So that is why it's very essential for you to go
can
around.
anyone actually meet up with the daily requirements?
Definitely, everybody can be. But now it's a challenging environment that we are now. Or
No,
economic
are
that
you
we are
telling
now.
me that everybody can meet up?
Not everybody can meet up, but you can at least got to average.
Thank God you have edited what you said, because I will just take you to some area.
But you know, some people meet up with it. You know, some people in this part of the world meet up with it.
And people, maybe some particular set of people.
Yes, like we usually say, the 1% of people meet up with this kind of.
And that person must be in government.
I don't know. You said so.
I did not.
So and now for for the health benefit of as I was saying, health benefit of milk, it contains calcium, which is very important for our teeth and our bones. You understand? It contains phosphorus also, which is very, very important for our bones and also and the metabolism of our nutrients in our body. It contains proteins which help us to build our muscles and you understand. It contains vitamins, vitamin D, A and D. Vitamin A is very good for the sight, you understand. Vitamin D is good for the absorption of calcium that is even inside the milk, you understand me. So all these things work together for the good benefit of the body, you understand. And it also contains DHA. That is dococyclic acid or something. Don't let me break my joke with that thing. So and which is very, very important and very, very good for the child development. You understand? It's good for their brain because it boosts their brain their immunity as well as good for their brain development, because at that stage where they are growing, they need all those nutrients for the development.
What about adults who do not actually need
now
to boost anything?
Of course, the adults still need to boost.
No, a lot of things are boosting the brain.
Or a lot of things are depreciating the brain cells or the use of the brain. Now, to be frank, the daily consumption for anybody, it's the amount you should take.
Let's talk about powdered milk.
Yes.
You know, some people substitute this for, they take powdered milk for
There's
this.
no harm in taking powdered milk.
So they have the same benefits.
They have the same benefit, though powdered milk might have undergone some kind of processes which will reduce the nutritional content of that milk, of the product.
But it lasts longer.
Of course, it lasts longer, and powdered milk
and it's accessible.
It's accessible. The shelf life of a powdered milk is 18 months, which is very, very much okay for anybody or average Nigerian to buy. When you are looking at this canned milk or evaporated milk,
you use it once or
you have to use
twice.
it twice definitely, because you have to put it in the refrigerator even to be able to use it second time. You understand? So it's very, very okay for because if you can afford evaporated tin milk, it's okay, it's good.
If you can
get you get all the benefit or that is necessary there. And if you can afford the powdered milk, of course, go with it, because it has longer shelf life, which is 18 months. And the daily consumption, the daily requirement for anybody or adult is 2
theoretically.
Theoretically. This is the WHO standard of.
We're saying the same.
A cup of milk
without water.
Of course, that is there's a measurement that you use to quantify it to get that.
I said without water.
That's 250. That's 250 milk a day. Now, children of let's say 12 to 24 years, they are meant to take 2 to 3 cups a day. Do you are doing
no, just to assimilate.
You want us to face the reality that okay.
No, we'll face the reality next week. Let's do the theory today.
But that is the essence of we educating ourselves concerning our daily intake of milk. Now, for children of 2 to 5 years, they are supposed to take 2 to 2.5 cup per day. You understand me? While the children of 8 years, they are supposed to take 2.5 cups per day. Now, adults really don't really need much of milk intake, but as much they can as well consume as many.
Adults don't need
it.
Okay.
Don't need it much. I said don't need. I didn't say don't need
yes.
that. I said don't need it much, because the children are the ones that need it much. But at the same time, you still need it also as
for development of their brain.
Yes, on their brain. You understand me? So adults can withstand the negative side of effect of milk intake. Now, because some people they react to
We have
milk.
to wrap it up now.
Yes, because some people react to milk. You understand? Probably next week or some other time.
Yes, we need to. We cannot end it here because today we concentrate on the theoretical aspect of this thing. We need to come back
to do the practical aspect next week.
and let's go to people. Let's meet people. Let's talk about it. And maybe before that next week we'll have Vox Pop. We'll go to the street, ask people about how
they consume
much they consume milk.
No problem.
And thank you so much for being part of the program, Mr. Olarwaju Akinrefe, dental nutritionist at B2 University Hospital. Till we meet again, join me.